Hello everyone, I am Olivia, MBA student May 2025 intake at Sunway University. And today I will be presenting my managerial leadership personality for my first assessment in the Foresight Leadership and Management subject. This is the agenda that I will going to share today. First is the introduction, and then what is the big five personality test. Continue with my result, and I will be sharing my strengths and weaknesses in my management and leadership. And I'm gonna close this presentation by a conclusion. So I am Olivia. I am Indonesian. I am 30 years old right now. I have accounting study background and I have been working in the internal audit and risk management field for 9 years. And now I'm currently working as a risk management manager, which is responsible for doing a regular risk assessment and monitoring for the whole business unit from property, real estate developer, hospital, hotels, and malls. I deal a lot with people and I also ensure that the business users is aware with the risk that might be happen in their department and also ensure that they have a controls in place to mitigate the risk. So for the personality test, we are using the test of the Big Five personality. The Big Five personality test is a psychological assessment that commonly used to measure five major dimensions of personality. It is also commonly known as the five-factor model or the ocean model. The major trait is the openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Openness reflects a person's tendency to be imaginative, a curiosity, and also open to new experiences. Conscientiousness indicates a person's level of the responsibility and organization. Extroversion indicates person preference on social interactions. Agreeableness is reflect a person's level of the empathy, compassion, and cooperation with others. And the neuroticism indicates the people's tendency to experience negative emotion. And this is the results of my assessment. So I get the highest score in the agreeableness, which is the 89 score, following by emotional stability in 87, extroversion and 70 score, conscientiousness in 57, and lastly intellect or imagination in 34 score. So in today's presentation, I will be elaborate on two traits. The first one is the agreeableness, which is I have the highest score, and also I will be sharing the low conscientiousness traits. The next agenda, I will be sharing my strength and weaknesses of each traits. So agreeableness reflects a person level of empathy, compassion, and cooperation with others. Based on the result, I am a high agreeableness person. So I have a several strength, which is I always put trust to my team. I also value teamwork. I always try to keep positive and supportive relationship with my boss, my clients, my customers, and I also feel empathy and concern for others. I am more to a people person, so I don't really like a conflict. I try maintaining a good environment for everyone. On the other hand, for the conscientiousness, the result shows that I am a low conscientiousness person. So conscientiousness itself, it indicates a person level of the responsibility and organization. I admit that I am kind of a less organized person, and sometimes I also messed up with my own schedule. So maybe deep down, I also not prefer to make a long-term plans. I like to be more spontaneous and flexible on doing things. And next one, I will be elaborating more about my weaknesses and also my strength. And this one, I'm going to share about my weaknesses in the management. So according my traits, I have several weaknesses in my management, which sometimes it is also hinder me on achieving my goal. As a high agreeableness person, it is very difficult for me to say no to people. I like to serve people a people pleaser. Maybe everyone say that I am a people pleaser too. I might say sometimes if I say no to people, it makes me feel guilty, and sometimes I also overthink what are they gonna feel if I say no. So I feel so bad to say no. And for the second trait, as I am a low conscientiousness person, I am less organized. I realize sometimes my work's timeline is stretching, not following the schedule due to many reasons. And for that many reasons too, I change plan easily. Conscientiousness itself is considered by far the personality dimension most associated with the job performance. That is why I know I need to improve myself on this one. I know this is very hard. Maybe this is very hard for me to organize things, but I will try, and I need to try in a smaller portion first, in a smaller scale. So I need to schedule my things and try not to shift the plan if possible. I will try to set the fixed regular meeting schedule and try my best to stick with it. And by this improvement, I believe it will be easier for my team, myself, and the company to achieve its goal as per the plan. The next agenda, I will be sharing about the strength in my leadership. So in terms of the strengths, as I mentioned earlier, I like to create and maintain a good relationship with others. I feel empathy and put other people first. And as I am a low conscientiousness person, I like the innovation. I like to thinking out of the box. I like to see things from others' perspective, and I like to improve the usual things. In my job, I like to open a discussion with the team, with the client as well. I like to listen to them. I like to listen to other people's ideas, and I even make a decision with them sometimes. So I like to maintain a good relation, not only to the work, only to work related, but I also like doing things non work related, such as going to a movie, sports, maybe lunch or dinner together too, with the clients, customers, my boss, my team, everyone. But I also feel like the the most important thing that I need to improve is that I need to learn to say no. I need to learn to be more assertive. So by this trait, I believe it will get I will get trust from the stakeholders, and it also helped me on doing my responsibility as I am a risk management manager right now. So risk assessment and monitoring, I need to communicate with all the business unit users. By having a good relation with them, it also helps me to get better knowledge that I needed. So because sometimes all we need is just a personal approach. It's not just sending email and told them to do things this and that, but sometimes the personal approach, like I like to come to the person's desk, ask what are the issue, what are they plan to rectify it, and so on. So yeah, I think the good relation, it's really helps me on doing my job. By combining these traits, the high agreeableness and low conscientiousness, I know maybe for now I am put too much people first. So I care too much about what people think and feel. Sometimes I choose to stretch the timeline to save my team's feeling, to save my client's feeling. Now I understand that to be a good leader or to be a good manager, goal is the goal. We need to achieve it. And I need to be more organized and follow the timeline. I need to be more focused on the goal. It is okay to set aside what people feels. It is okay to set aside the empathy for a while. But as long as we have a goal to achieve, we need to achieve that. In conclusion, by doing this assessment, I feel like I'm having a better understanding about my personality. I know that is my strength, the weaknesses. I know I can self-reflect what I have been done in my job, and I also can differentiate which one is the management skill and which one is the leadership skill. So in the future, I can improve myself better to be a good manager and also the good leader. That's all of my sharing today. Thank you very much for listening. Bye bye.